You're too kind, you're too kind. Hello there, I'm Paul Sinha, and a very warm welcome to the 2025 Worcestershire County Cricket Club Season Preview Show. For those of you that don't know, I'm a massive cricket fan, so being here is a real honour, privilege, lifelong dream, whatever you want to call it. And I know what you're thinking, why did they invite that smug git off the chase? The answer is, I know the most about cricket out of anyone in my price bracket. Genuinely, it was either me or Anne, the Governess Hegarty, and her only link to cricket is having eaten a few on I'm a Celeb. Come on, you try writing jokes. I may be a terrible cricketer. In fact, at school, they called me Bombay Duck. But I do have an encyclopedic knowledge of both the sport and the greatest county in the history of cricket, which is, of course, Worcestershire. If you don't believe me, they are the winner of 5 county championships, most recently in 1989. Now, that's 36 years ago. For context, that's nearly 2 Jack Holmes. If a 36-year championship drought sounds unpromising for the 2025 season, do remember, Newcastle United have already won a trophy this year, so anything can happen. Without doubt, last year was an absolutely barnstorming season on the field for the club. In the county championship, the men's team finished 6th. Now let's take a moment to look back at some of the highs, lows, and all the bits in between from the 2024 season.
What a year it's been for Worcestershire. Drama, dominance, and unforgettable moments that had fans on the edge of their seats. Brooks and Roderick, under pressure at 61 for 5, turned the tide with an extraordinary 196-run stand against Hampshire, a partnership for the ages. Jake Libby, unstoppable, smashing 526 runs in the Metro Bank One Day Cup, averaging over 100 and leading the charge to the quarter-finals. The men's team delivered when it mattered most. 5 wins in 8 matches, proving their class in the limited overs format. The tragic loss of young spinner Josh Baker united the team in a way that showed their heart and resilience. A season dedicated to his memory. The women's team fought through injuries and showed true grit by battling their way to the quarter-finals of the Metro Bank One Day Cup. Ethan Brooks had a dream debut season, scoring nearly 800 runs and taking 25 wickets, a name now etched in Worcestershire's history books. Matthew Waite turned a final over thriller into fireworks, scoring 34 runs in 1 over, 5 massive sixes, 1 crunching 4, and if that wasn't enough, he followed it up with 4 crucial wickets. Gareth Roderick, also known as Mr. Reliable, scored over 1,200 runs across all formats and finished the season with the most dismissals. And Worcestershire finished in 6th place, showing remarkable resilience and determination along the way.
Now on to my first guest, who needs no introduction whatsoever. He is a literal giant in the world of cricket. He's 6'4", part of that historic England team that brought home the Ashes in 2005, where he starred with the bat. That was a shock. And since 2023, he has been your club's CEO. You may also know him as the King of Spain. It is, of course, Ashley Giles.
Thanks, Paul. Nice to meet you.
Well, first of all, this is a pleasure for me, but we're going to start with Worcestershire. Last year was great for the men's team, finishing in 6th place. Was that level of success always the goal?
It was for the team. So at the start of the year, the coaches and the players sit down and look at targets for the upcoming season. and they pinpointed 6th, which I thought was, if I'm honest, a bit ambitious at the start of the year.
That's the spirit.
But yeah, they achieved it, and I mean, what a run-in. They played some really good cricket. I think what was really telling for us was the culture they developed in that dressing room. Particularly having lost a few players over the last couple of years, we brought in some nice new players, but the culture they developed and the environment is really what's got them through, I think, some really tough times.
That's excellent. And were there any specific highlights of the season for you in the men's team?
Yeah, so, I mean, the win down at Essex, I think, particularly was impressive. It's always a difficult place to go and win, and really then gave us the momentum into the rest of the season that secured us Division 1 status. And so this year, is a new challenge, and it will be tougher again, I think, this year, staying in Division 1, but I'm absolutely sure if we play the cricket we did last year, we can do it.
And as for the women's game, what were the big pluses from last season?
Well, I mean, this year we're now moving into Tier 2, which is really exciting for us. We've got this new system with the women's game, Tier 1 and Tier 2. I suppose the support structures are very professional, they're professionalised. The players are still amateur. So there are still challenges there. One of those challenges is managing the expectation of everyone, certainly the players, but also everyone watching. You know, I think the priority for me is growing the women's game, the women's and girls' game. We've demonstrated through the men's pathway that we're very, very good at developing players. And that's what we need to do with the women's and girls' game. And as well as that, you know, there's now clear opportunities for women to have long, successful careers in cricket. And, for us to be part of that would be fantastic.
Well, it's certainly great that such progress has been made. You talk of analysis at the beginning of the season of where you think you might finish, what your ambitions might be, and you talk about managing expectation. What are the ambitions for 2025?
For the men's, I think 6th will probably come up again in the dressing room. But retaining Division 1 status, we've never stayed up 2 years in a row in Division 1. I'd like to see us play a freer, more energetic, aggressive form of T20 cricket. I thought we hesitated a bit last year. On the women's side, as I say, I'm not setting too many firm targets. This is about getting a foothold, getting the right structures in place, getting the right support systems in place, and giving the women's and girls as much opportunity as we possibly can. And we're also going to take the game out on the road, so we want to take the women's game into clubs. We'll work with the Worcestershire Foundation on that, so we can create a really nice day, a nice environment where the women are playing the cricket, but we're getting a lot of people in the ground as well who can enjoy it.
What is the most exciting stuff you can tell us about new signings or new developments that fans of the club might want to know about?
Unfortunately, we lost Joe Leach last year, who retired, one of our greatest ever. We were very lucky to bring Ben Allison in from Essex, who started pre-season very well for us. And then, of course, there was the terrible loss of Josh Baker last year, our left-arm spinner. We've been able to secure Fateh Singh, who was at Notts, who's also a left-arm spinner, to join us from an
Can't have a great team without a left-arm spinner.
You've got to, yeah. One who can bat and catch the occasional ball. We've got Jacob Duffy overseas from New Zealand, who's starting to play more and more for New Zealand, have success. And then Ben Dwarshus is joining us for T20, who is a very experienced campaigner in that form of the game. We've got some really high-class individuals.
Well, here's hoping for a very exciting 2025 season.
Thank you.
But it's a big anniversary this year, a very big anniversary, 20 years. And I'm not talking about your match-winning innings at Trent Bridge. That was very much what everyone remembers about the 2005 Ashes.
Yep.
I'm talking about why you've long been known as the King of Spain. I think we can say the greatest misprint in the history of sport.
Yeah, so the King of Spain it didn't start in 2005, but it started a couple of years before that. Just I started to play a bit more for England. And the club shop at Edgbaston, they commissioned some mugs from the printers, and the mugs should have come back, the King of Spin.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, well, either they knew their cricket or they didn't. You could argue either case, to be honest. And instead of coming back the King of Spin, they came back the King of Spain.
Just out of interest, given how much was allegedly drunk after the 2005 Ashes, was there a part of you thinking, was I King of Spain?
Yeah, I did wake up like that the next morning, yeah. And there are times, actually, when I wish I was the King of Spain. A friend of mine, actually, a really good friend of mine, has met the King of Spain and spent, he said, about 5 minutes telling him the story of Ashley Giles, the King of Spain, which, not surprisingly, he was completely bemused by, had no idea what was going on.
His knowledge of sport kind of ends with Derek Underwood in the late 70s.
That's right, yeah. So yes, it's what we've done this year is we've launched a new mug, which I've got one just here, actually. This is the latest King of Spain
So you've
edition.
embraced it.
We've embraced it.
I think that's the most British thing anyone can do, really. Embrace the era.
The King of Spain looks slightly older than he did 20 years ago, this one. But we've launched the mug, and all the proceeds will go to the Giles Trust, which is our brain tumour fund. Many people will know my wife suffered with brain tumours, and we started the trust in 2015. And so actually, yeah, we're a 10-year anniversary as well. So the funds for the mugs will go
turning a misprint
right
into a
place.
good cause.
Absolutely, and I think they're available in all good stockists, but probably mostly on our website, I think. I've actually got you a special gift. So there was only ever 2 proper originals. We might have got a few more printed. And this is one of them. And I've got a box in my garage that has about half a dozen left. So I'd like to give you this, Paul. I know you're a fan, so there you go.
One is the King of Spin, the other is the King of Spain.
That's right, yeah. Make your mind up.
There's only one Ashley Giles, we can all agree on that. Viva el Gilio. Oh no, Viva el Giles. I can't read without my glasses. This is this is an absolute honour.
Pleasure.
As someone who lived every moment of the 2005 Ashes, to have this now is just amazing. Thanks to the incompetence of printing in this country. It's good that you've turned it into a very positive thing. Well, I think we can all agree that that's a fantastic story. We all hope that it raises a lot of money for the Giles Trust. And finally, what are your big hopes for the season?
Well, look, we're on the verge now of the season. The weather's changing. It's lighter in the evenings. The clock's changed. So getting everyone back to visit Worcestershire New Road, I think, and seeing everyone come through those gates, whether they be our very important partners, our sponsors, members, supporters, and of course our players. It's a real family feel at the club, and we know it's going to be tough at times on the field this year, but more than the cricket and the cricket performance, we want everyone who comes to visit Worcestershire New Road to have a great experience, and that's what's really most important to us. That's the point of sport. It's not just about winning, it's about coming 6th and having fun. So it's been a pleasure chatting to you, Ashley, and I know you're joining us a little bit later for some fun, but for now, thank you very much. Thank you, Paul. And now the time has come to see just how sharp the players will be looking on the field this season, as we give an exclusive reveal of the new 2025 kit. Let's take a look.
Now again from Roderick, can you pick the gap between Lewis Gregory at first slip and Josh Davies at a backward point, and right between them, and that's raced away. Twice he's played that shot.
Some things are built over time, not just in moments, but in choices. It's how we live. Day in and day out. And the way we show up for each other. Trust in those who dedicate themselves to others. Inclusiveness in those who bring people together to make a difference. Kindness in those who lift others up, even without words. resilience. In those who turn challenges into something greater. We're more than a club. Because the greatest teams aren't just on the field. They're in the heart of a county. In the people who give, inspire, and lead. One team, standing side by side, together, looking ahead.
Wow, wasn't that amazing? Now there's more. Let's bring on some of the players now in that new kit and find out what's exciting them about the 2025 season. Please welcome onto the stage Ethan Brooks, Matthew Waite and Chloe Hill. How does it feel to be specially selected as the most prestigious representatives of the new kit?
Privilege and honour. Absolute honour.
Chosen ones.
And Ethan, 2024 was an amazing season. What did you and the team do so well to have that level of success?
I think a major strength of Worcester is how close the players are. There was obviously a great tragedy last year. It made the team come together so much more. The players fought for each other. We had quite a tough time with it, but it made everyone so much stronger. And having that desire and a real drive for something in honour of Bakes was, I believe, was a major thing in why we had success last year.
It's very encouraging to hear that. Matthew, how are you preparing now for this season?
So a couple of weeks ago we went out to Spain, Desert Springs.
Oh yeah, well you know the King very well.
The King of Spain, yeah. We managed to get a good few days out there, 4 or 5 training sessions. And then since we've been back, we've played a couple of pre-season games, one at Kidderminster and one at Cardiff. And the lads are looking good, they're looking in a good spot and we're raring to go.
It must be slightly weird being such a beautiful and cultured place as Kidderminster, having just been to Spain. And how important would you say, I'm very much a cricket nerd for 40 years, and I was obsessed with cricket stats as a kid. How important now is statistical analysis of your game in terms of improvement?
It's massive. I'm a bit of a badger, and we have an app where we can watch every ball from every other game. So I sit on there for hours just watching people get out.
As badgers do, yeah.
And just see how people are getting out and try to take a bit from that. There's a bit in T20. We have a bowlers meeting every game when we talk about our plans and things like that. So there's a lot to tap into there if you want to, yeah.
And Chloe, in the women's game, what's really exciting you about the forthcoming season?
Yeah, so we've just got a new head coach in the role who's taken over the women and girls side of Worcester this season, and quite a new group as well in terms of the new tier structure that's going forward. So I think it's just an exciting time to be involved in the women's game, and obviously a few double headers with the boys at New Road as well was something certainly to look forward to, and hopefully we can bring the crowds in for that.
And what's your ambition for the season?
Hopefully to win some trophies, obviously.
Absolutely, aim high.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not all about 6th place. I actually put a nice little side bet on the men's team to finish 4th this season. So my finances are very much dependent on your continued excellence this season. No pressure. Obviously, I wish you all the best for this season. It's going to be extraordinarily dramatic and massively successful. Thank you for joining me. Thank you very much indeed. Now, I suppose it was inevitable when I signed up to do this show that the producers would want to shoehorn in some sort of association with a certain game show that I'm part of. But they assured me they'd do no such thing. So to round off this season preview, they've suggested that I take part in a quiz challenge. They've decided to call it the Run Chase. we've brought back none other than the King of Spain, Ashley Giles, to play Quizmaster. A more debonair and considerably taller version of Bradley Walsh. And you know, as I said at the start of the show, price bracket. So now, I'll gladly hand over to Ashley.
Thank you, Paul. So this is the players versus Paul. So here we go. First question. The Severn Valley Railway starts in Worcestershire and runs into which neighbouring county? Is it A, Warwickshire, B, Shropshire, or C, Herefordshire? Make your choice. Have you got your choice?
Confirmed.
OK. Paul, could you show us your answer first, please?
Because Shrewsbury's on the River Severn, I've gone for Shropshire.
OK.
That was our thinking too.
So both B's, and it's a correct answer. Well done. Question 2. Worcestershire is famous for its Worcestershire sauce by Lee and Perrins. But in what century was it invented? Is it A, the 17th century, B, the 18th century, or C, the 19th century? Please make your selection.
Invented?
When was Worcestershire sauce invented? OK. Players, let's see what you've got first this time. B. Paul?
I've gone for the 19th century.
And the correct answer is the 19th century. It was C. Well done, Paul.
Well done, Paul.
OK, this next question's about me.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Is it the King of Spain?
Not yet. Against which cricketing legend did I take my 100th Test wicket in 2004? Is it A, Brian Lara, B, Shane Warne, or C, Rahul Dravid? OK, quick selections there. Paul, we're going to go with you first, please.
Well, I don't think England played India in 2004. So I think this, and I don't think they played Australia in 2004, so I'll go for Brian Lara.
OK.
We've also gone for Brian Lara.
Well done, you're both right. Brian Lara. Let's take a quick look at the scores, shall we? Where are we? 3-2 to Paul as we stand. That's pretty good players, actually,
bad.
you guys. We'll carry on. Next question. Question 4. Worcestershire's club crest features 3 black pears. What is the historical reason for this symbol? A, it was a gift from Queen Elizabeth I. It's a mouthful. B, it represents the 3 rivers of Worcestershire. Or C, the county was famous for its pear orchards in medieval times. Do you want them again?
I thought that initially.
Yeah. What do you think?
No, I like it.
Players are stumped.
Yeah. No, we're just debating.
OK. So I think we'll go to Paul first, please.
I've got absolutely no idea, but the first 2 sound like nonsense to me. So I'm going to go for pear orchards.
OK. Players?
We went for the same.
Unfortunately, you're both wrong. The answer is A. It was a gift from Queen Elizabeth I.
3 pears, that's very generous of her.
OK, question 5.
That was our chance.
What year was Worcestershire County Cricket Club founded? Ooh. Don't get this wrong, players. A. 1865, B. 1899, or C. 1844? OK, players, with you first.
We've gone for A.
Paul?
Well, they're going to be right, aren't they? They play for Worcestershire.
We hope.
I've gone for B.
It is A. It's 1865. Well done, players.
Oh, coming for
So I think that levels up the scores, 3 each to players and Paul. Well played, players.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
OK, so question 6. I made my Test debut for England against which team? A, Australia, B, South Africa, or C, West Indies? OK, we will go to Paul first this time. Paul,
Well, I've gone on the theory that they'll pick you for the team that are least capable of batting against good spin bowling. So I've gone for the logic of the West Indies.
OK, and players?
We've gone for South Africa.
And the players are right. It was B, South Africa, in 1998.
You said there'd be questions on classical mythology.
All the way back in 1998, long time ago. Were you born then, Ethan?
Nope.
Thank you. OK, let's move on swiftly.
1980.
OK, question 7. The River Severn that runs prominently close to New Road, sometimes a little too close, is the longest river in the country. But how long is it? Is it A, 220 miles, B, 330 miles, or C, 440 miles? Okay, I'm going to go to the players first. Could you reveal your answer, please, Matthew?
We had no idea, so we guessed.
Okay. And Paul?
Well, I didn't know, but I know that no rivers in this country are as long as 300 miles, so it has to be A.
Well played, Paul. Yeah, that's right. Quick answer, Dave. 220 miles.
Very smart. Back to cricket questions.
Right. Question 8. Worcestershire is the birthplace of Sir Rowland Hill, but what did he invent? Is it A, the traffic cone, B, the first adhesive postage stamp, it's a mouthful, or C, cornflakes?
What has this got to do
that
with
would be
Worcester?
pretty. Plastic.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go to Paul first for some insights.
Well, I know this one because the traffic cone was invented by drunk students and cornflakes was invented by Kellogg. So the answer is, in 1840, the penny black was the first adhesive postage stamp.
We thought exactly.
Any insight on that?
Just a rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, well, there you go. It worked.
Damn.
Yeah, so you're both right. Correct.
Wasted a lot
First
of
adhesive
time.
stamp. Okay, let's go to the scores quickly. 5 each. And we are going into the last 2 questions. Okay, question 9. Which famous musician was born just 5 miles away from New Road? George Handel, Gustav Holst, or Edward Elgar? Okay, we're going to go to the players for some insight on their answer.
Matt knew it.
Smashed it.
Yeah? So who is it?
Edward Elgar. I hope.
Paul?
Because when I walk down the river, I see a boat called Edward Elgar.
So it must be his.
Well, George Handel it isn't, because he was born in Germany. So it leaves you with Holst and Elgar. And I think that you're right, because I think Holst might have been born in Cheltenham, which is not as close as where Edward Elgar was born.
Absolutely right. Edward Elgar is the right answer.
Good observation skills there, very good.
Thank you.
Okay. Question 10. Final question. So, as we've discussed, this year marks 20 years since my King of Spain incident. But who at the time was the actual King of Spain, who apparently stated, "I do not know who Ashley Giles is, but I assure you that I am the King of Spain"? Was it A, Alfonso VIII? Was it B, Juan Carlos I? Or C, Ferdinand VII?
So you can pick out of it.
I am going to go to the players first. Could you give me your answer,
A.
please? So you think it's Alfonso VIII?
Sounds right.
Gut instinct.
Okay. Thank you. Paul, can you give us the correct answer, please?
As Ashley knows only too well, it is Juan Carlos.
Juan Carlos. It is. Absolutely. So at the final hurdle, let's have a look at the scores. There's only one winner. It's a bit tighter than I expected, to be honest, but 7 to Paul, 6 to the players. Congratulations, Paul.
you.
Well done.
So there you have it. That was a lot of fun. I just want to say thanks to our guests, Ethan, Matthew and Chloe, the legendary Ashley Giles, to whom Juan Carlos calls who? This brilliant audience, and of course everyone at home. Thanks for watching, and as for the River Severn, keep away. We will see you soon. Have a wonderful season for 2025.